everyone, welcome back to A City Planner Plays City Builders. We are playing City Skylines and building the city of Bluffside Crossing. Where we last left off, we built this little factory hub, and one of the things I mentioned in the previous episode is that I didn't think that an interchange was necessary for the factory hub because it had good highway access surrounding, but I'm come around to really starting to reconsider that. Let me show you why. So I think it's really important to look at your traffic routes and to really contemplate where your traffic is coming from and going to. So on the left-hand side, the western side, I guess however you want to look at it, side of the factory hub, a lot of the traffic is coming from the industrial area going downtown and, going to the forest industry, the oil industry, kind of what you'd expect. Maybe I don't love that the forestry industry traffic is going on these local roads, but it makes sense. They're collectors. It's fine. And then I go on the right-hand side of it, and I see something a little more disturbing. The traffic is very heavy, and it's driving through this farm at this really congested farm intersection, and then hopping on the highway down here to get all around the community and to leave it. So what that tells me is that there is a need for something better to connect this particular area to the highway. So let's take a look at our traffic. And you kind of see the same thing, that there are places where it's a little darker in terms of the traffic. This area right here is likely as troubling as it is because of traffic that's coming from the factories. Plus, you see that this is completely breaking down, and this is certainly not helped by all of the traffic coming from the factories going past the farm for no reason. So I think we're going to try to remedy that by creating an interchange right here. And this will have to be completely custom, and I think it's gonna work out well in the end. One of the things I do want to remedy, someone in the comments pointed out that one of the reasons why I was struggling to find grains to provide, which building was it? Not this one. Oh, not sure. One of these buildings I thought needed crops right here. The sneaker factory needs crops, and one of the reasons I was struggling to actually get crops there was warehouses don't store crops, silos and barns store crops, and that is a very very good observation. The good news is I have a ton of silos over here still, some in some kind of weird places. So I think that what we're going to do is just relocate some of these silos to be closer to that shoe factory, and hopefully that will resolve some of these problems. Now another commenter said that changing the setting to be either right now I have balanced. You can have it set to fill or empty, and setting it to empty is probably the way to make sure that it's serving the industries near it well. So I'm going to set those to empty. We're still having problems over here getting these animals fed, so I will set these to empty as well, and hopefully then they will just feed these animals. So okay, let's get to this interchange. First, I'm going to break everything over here. So I'm going to pause it because I really kind of want to start over and reimagine what this intersection can be. So I'm going to start with just standard roads and try to come up with a solution that will allow me to kind of, I guess, have a best of both worlds sort of situation, where it's not gonna have a negative impact on the traffic flow, but at the same time provide access. So let's see. All right, so just 2 notches past the curve. Two notches past the curve there too. I think I want to lower that a little bit, and I think I might do that manually. And I'm going to do a lot of terraforming here, so I'm not overly concerned about this just yet. So, and I can already see it's getting wonky. So let's get this to be level. Actually, why don't we will take a look at all of these and set them to be the same height. I'm struggling with these power lines, so I will eliminate them because I'll have to redo them anyway. Okay, so we've got those, and I want them all to be the same height as this one. And then I'm going to terraform to get this to be the same height. It's always helpful when you're creating any sort of interchange to have a level height. So, okay, we've got that. So you might notice I'm not using fine roads. That's very purposeful. I'm really bad with it. Truthfully, that's all it comes down to, is I just not that good with it. I find myself going underground a lot, and I just don't like it. So as a result, I'm not using it. That could be maybe a foolish decision. We'll see. Okay, I was really hoping. Okay, there we go. So that's how we're going to start this. And the reason why is I want to kind of create a little bit of a jug handle here. So I'm going to use my trick of using dirt roads to create this. Okay. I think I went a little bit too far there. The other problem is, you know what? It's going to be a struggle because the roads are curving at this particular point. So I think I might just take these back a little bit and redo a portion of the highway here. Let's get everything to line up. That'll make it a lot easier. Okay, back to our highway. And we'll figure out the road directions later. Oh, you know what? I should be using the curve road tool. Start out. And I think I am going to just extend the highway down a little bit. And I might just use regular roads for this for now, just because I think it'll be a little bit cleaner. I can always throw anarchy on later to get things looking a little bit nicer. Maybe I will do that right now because it's just not doing what I want it to do. want to have a good angle, and I might need to improve this a little manually. Let's try to connect up with that middle lane. Okay, so I've got my entryways. You know, that does not look good to me. I'll be a perfectionist about this. I'm going to redo it one more time, try to get it absolutely perfect. Okay, I like that a lot more. And then we're going to want to do one more. So I'm going to again take the freeway back. I want my road guidelines back on. And if at all possible, I want to avoid needing bridges. Okay. And I can always clean up some of this mess later. Oh, and there's a lot of cleanup that needs to be done. Okay. Oh, that's much nicer. Much nicer. So this is a welcome kind of a stress release. Tonight was a plan commission night, and that's always a fun night for a planner, because you get to really get into the meat and potatoes of planning issues, and sometimes. So here's, I guess, some of the not so glamorous parts of being a planner. Sometimes you get to work on really exciting projects that really get you excited. And sometimes you get to work on projects that are controversial, but not necessarily exciting. And that was kind of tonight. But at the end of the day, I think that everyone got what they were hoping for. And the community's better off for what happened. So all's well that ends well, I guess. Okay, so now let's do some fixing. Whoops, wrong one. Yeah, I'll need to use a little bit of anarchy here. Okay. So what I've basically done is created a simple interchange that I will need to clean up that will allow people to hop on, get on the highway, and get off the highway in both directions. But let's do a little bit of fixing because it's a little bit ugly right now. Some of this stuff, I know that I could be using the tools to make it a little bit better, but I find that eyeballing it is sometimes a little bit easier. And at the end of the day, we're looking for it to look good when we're looking at it, not necessarily be perfect from a, this is the exact same height as the other one perspective. So I think this is good. All right. Yeah, I like this a lot. This is what I was hoping for. So we're going to see how this functions, because there's another idea that I have that would be more difficult to execute. And that idea would be to create roundabouts at either end of this to improve traffic flow. And we might still need to do that. But I think I want to try it without first. The other thought I have is that we now have a fairly, if we have a roundabout here, we could connect all the way up to over here and have a nice easy path away from this collector for the oil industry to get directly to the refinery. But for the time being, I'm going to ignore that thought and just kind of continue down the path that we have. Let me get anarchy off here. Otherwise, we are going to end up with some nastiness. Oops, did not connect those. Get rid of some of these other ones, and let's see how this functions. Oh, one thing I don't think that I did. Okay, and I want to do a little bit of smoothing around the edges here because we've got some pretty harsh angles. And we could do a little bit of decorating too if we wanted. So that's a pretty significant slope. It might make some sense to raise this up a little bit. There's no reason for this to really dip like that. We could start the bridge off level, for instance, and that probably improves the flow. Maybe we could lower this just a little bit. Okay. So one of the other things I see that I don't love about this, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, is that these entrances don't really make a ton of sense. So what I want to do, I'm going to just scoot that over. And then I think I'm going to try to connect this up. So interestingly, I tried this offline and it worked. And now I'm trying it on camera and it doesn't. And that might be because I don't have anarchy on, but I did at that point in time. So what I think I'm going to do is create a loop through here. And one of my thoughts about this would be, I want to get them in as far away from this interchange as possible. So I'm going to loop this back around. And then I'm going to use this other one as the exit. Nope, these are all backwards. Let's fix that. So this is going in the wrong direction. We want to give people options. Okay, let's get these all fixed up. And now those nice silos that I brought over here are no longer on a road. So let's get that fixed. We still have one mistake, it looks like. Or many. All right. So I like this a lot more. I did notice over here too, there's a pretty significant slope that I want to remedy. Make trucks climb over a cliff, I guess. No, it's still there. Let's just highlight these and smooth it all out. Might just need to get rid of that weird segment there. No need to have a node there that's not needed. There we go. That'll be a lot better. Okay, so let's see how this is functioning. And let's see if roundabouts are warranted. You know, and this is that kind of movement where they're kind of struggling to make that turn, where it might be helpful. It's not broken, but it's not functioning well. And I noticed that my traffic flow actually dropped. Now that might remedy itself over time, and if I speed it up, I was at 81 before, so now I'm at 82. So that's better. 81, 82, bouncing back and forth. Let's take a look at our traffic routes. Okay, so I'm noticing now, look at all of that use of this new interchange. That's excellent. And it's actually benefiting other parts of town nearby. So this might have been necessary, and this could, no. I was hoping that it might relieve some traffic here. That said, even though it's red, it doesn't mean it's bad. And I like to look, if it's red, but it's not stopping, that means it's functioning appropriately. It's not creating a total backup, it's just busy. And I like to make sure that all of my intersections look like that and not like this. This is breaking down, for instance. We might need to do something about that in the future. Or potentially just, go back to, having bidirectional traffic there. Maybe that is the problem. Though I don't know that it is. But let's see what this has done over here. We still have backups, but it's a little less red, and it's mainly due to farm traffic. Let's take a look at this road. Okay. Well, there's still some utilization, but you know what? Any trips off from there are good. And I see a ton of traffic coming in, which is good because that means that the factory efficiency is going to be better. If I, for some reason, don't have enough materials, now I know that I'll at least be able to import them. And what you see is I have full petroleum reserves. Everything's looking good. Metals, not so good here. Not enough metals. So let's see. And this is full. So let's get that to empty and see if that remedies our issue. And look at that, traffic backup is completely gone now that we have bidirectional ins and outs on both ends. So where are these trucks going? So this is something I'll routinely do too, is just try to figure out where trucks are going. For some reason, there's a disconnect here. Okay. Oh, actually empty. Maybe that's not doing what I had hoped it would do. Because I don't want it to sell the goods. I want it to use it. Okay, but that's full now, so maybe I was wrong. Okay. So when you read it, it says empty, aim to empty the storage by selling the resource. So I don't know if it's trying to export it or not. Let me see. So I'm going to switch it over to balanced and see where it's going. Interestingly, none of it's going to the factory, but the factory has the resource. My guess is it's importing some of it. But either way, I'm making so much from the resource, I'm not overly concerned. Household plastics, shoes, making money on all of them. I do see a little bit of delay here, but nothing significant. I'm feeling pretty good about what we've done here. So I hope that you enjoyed this episode, a little traffic fixing episode, a little bit of work on interchanges. We could do a little bit more. Let me know if you'd like me to continue to adjust this, add some roundabouts, and potentially connect up over to the oil industry, or if you like it the way it is. I do think it looks nice, and I do think it's functioning well. Actually, one thing I kind of want to do, just to mirror the other end. just like I love symmetry, for better or for worse. So I will give it symmetry. Unfortunately, that means I need to redo some of these power lines, I think, but that's okay. So I will add these back. That's a good solution too. And this is a little ugly. I won't force you guys to continue to watch me raise and lower these roads until they look just right to me. But I am quite pleased with the way that this has turned out. I think it's functioning well. It looks good, and it's good for the factories, which is the whole game plan here. So let's take one last look. Our cinematic view, we could certainly decorate it a little bit, and that would improve the aesthetic, but it's operating pretty well right now. So thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a like. If you aren't subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so if you like the content I'm putting out. And if you want to be notified when I make new videos, please hit that notification bell as well. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.